Legal analyst Whitney Boan joining us live to break down all of these new developments. Whitney, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, so Aramis Ayala, she remains off the Markeith Loyd case, but she's going to continue to fight for this. At some point, is it diminishing returns for her? Is she going to start paying a political price for continuing to fight for this case that the governor clearly does not want her on?
Well, I don't know that she's going to pay a political price for, per se, challenging what the governor has done, but I think that she may pay a political price, and she already is, in terms of having her budget proposed to be cut by the House and the Senate of Florida, because she said she's not going to seek the death penalty in any case. And that really, to me, seems like the bigger issue here in terms of, I think, why I'm not defending Rick Scott, but perhaps in the reasoning for what he did. It's one thing to say on a case-by-case basis that you evaluated a case and you decided not to pursue the death penalty. But when she announced she wasn't going to pursue the death penalty in Markeith Loyd's case, she also said, I'm not going to pursue the death penalty in any case. And in that instance, I think that that triggers a different analysis by the governor and by any court that might review what he did.
Whitney, a little clarification. Are you saying this is political retribution by the governor's office by removing some of these people from her office, or are they saying, well, if you're not going to pursue the death penalty, maybe you don't need all of these assistants there?
I think that the House and the Senate of Florida may be acting in a manner that's a little bit retributive in nature. However, I think that they can justify their actions to some extent, because if she's not going to pursue the death penalty, arguably she doesn't need the same resources that another state attorney's office who does would.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this civil case that she's now filing against the governor. I want to know, well, first let's listen to what she had to say to Valerie Boy yesterday.
The civil portion isn't strictly about Markeith Loyd. It's about the governor's lack of constitutional authority to oversee what it is that I do here and related to my prosecutorial discretion.
So my first instinct on this, or my first reaction is, well, now she's, I guess, I don't know, making it personal by pursuing a civil case. Is that accurate?
I don't know that I would say it's personal. And again, this is a very complicated constitutional issue, and so I don't disagree with her challenging the governor's action. As lawyers, this is what we do, okay? We're going to challenge the authority of the actions, in this case of the governor, in terms of trying to decide what is the law. This is how law gets made. It's not just statutes being promulgated by a legislature. There's case law that's created by the Florida Supreme Court, by other appellate courts, and that dictates what we as lawyers are permitted to do, and in this case, potentially what Rick Scott as the governor, or any other governor down the line might be able to do in situations where they disagree with what a prosecutor has done.
In other words, when you go to prove a case, you like to look to be able to cite precedents in other cases that can to help prove your point.
That's a lawyer's job.
Exactly. All right, so talk to me about the Markeith Loyd case, because it's moving forward now, right?
Absolutely, it has to.
Okay, it moves forward, and where do we go from here? Brad King, he's the one who's going to be prosecuting the case, so we're waiting to hear from him about whether or not he's going to pursue the death penalty, correct?
I would assume he's going to, Bob, but he has not formally announced that yet, so.
Okay. Whitney Boan, always fantastic to talk to you. Always appreciate your insight. Thank you much. All right, let's check in with Jamie.